Hey, what is up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by, all that fun stuff. I have got a small project to do, and I figured, well, I'm trying to make more videos. I should make a video about it. I need to make one of these little buggers. This little Kydex Sheath I've got here on this 4-inch knife made out of 5160. I love these things. This thing is, it's a 1/4-inch 5160, so they are thick. And it is just, it's something. I really like these knives. I really like this design. 5160 is kind of a cheap steel, but it just, keeping it thick like that, it's ultra tough. Edge retention, you know, it's not as good as some, but it's just a tough ass knife. I've got this one that I've not made a Kydex sheath for. And so that's what we're gonna do. Nothing too difficult. You'll see how I do it, and yeah, we'll rock and roll. So I've got the press heating up now. We're gonna go over there because my Kydex is underneath it, and I'm gonna show you what I do with the press and how I kind of prep it and get it ready. Anyway, let's rock and roll. All right, well, you can kind of see me, I've kind of got this in place. So this is heating up. It's at 289 degrees right now. I took out the pad. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unscrew this bugger and slide the press foam underneath it. Just like that. I'm just gonna let this heat up a little bit. I don't know if I don't have my lights over here, but you can kind of see the indentation that I have from the last one I did. What heating it up will do is just kind of make this a blank slate. It's not a necessity to do that. I just kind of like to, you know, I could turn it and do it on the other part. I like to, just to, I seem to have a little bit better results with it when I do this. The press is now up to 315, which is the temperature that I have it set to. I've also, you can't see it right now, but I've also got a timer on here that is set for 120 seconds. So basically I just hit that button there, it runs a timer. That way I know when it's time to take that thing out. A little bit more heat, get those big creases out of there. Now I could probably like squish this down and really clamp it in there, and it might work better. What I don't want to do is press this foam too much. I'd like to kind of get as much life out of it as I can. It's not ridiculously expensive. I forget how much it is. 25, 30 bucks probably for 2 pieces if I had to guess, but that is a guess. I'm also really curious to find out that once I get this in the house and get it into Premiere Pro, I really wonder how well you'll actually be able to hear me with the rain hitting this metal roof. There, boom. All right, we're good to go. All right, and we are back. I'm a little under. I didn't set that camera up too far. It is too far for me to reach, so we're just gonna roll with it. I did want this to be somewhat in view. So all I'm gonna do is line this. I've got this little piece of scrap Kydex that I didn't have any issues with. Just gonna line that bugger up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On that line, throw my straight edge. Score it a little bit, and we've got 2 pieces. So I do a lot, like this one's I can get to focus on that. Hey, over here, it's focusing way over there. Bring it back. We'll hide. Holy shit. All right, we're back. I could not get this thing to focus on me to save my life. I've got 2 piece of Kydex cut out. This one is a kind of a taco style. If you can see that, it kind of folds over itself. Kind of like that. The one I'm making today is going to be, what is that, making an empanada? Kind of right? Like a little sandwich. So we've got that. I've got to tape this blade up. I like to put 2 layers of painter's tape on for a few reasons. 1, it helps protect the blade. 2, I get a little bit of space in the sheath. It makes it so it's not so absolutely ridiculously tight that it's hard to get the knife in and out. So the way that I do this, if you can see that, hopefully, I can't tell where it's focusing right now. The first layer on each side, I go just with the blade. The second layer, I come up onto the handle just a little bit. Like so. It's nice and thick, and I'm just going to cut out around the blade and fold this part over a little bit. Cut out the finger choil. All right. This thing is ready to go in to be formed. So now I guess I gotta move the damn camera over there again. Let's go. All right, and we are back over here. Hopefully you can see me all right. Hopefully I'm in focus. I can't really tell where it's focusing, but we're just gonna rock and roll with it. So we're back over here at the press. I've put this bottom piece back in, which is some nice insulated stuff that'll hold the heat real well. The press, the t-shirt press I use, is heated up to 315 degrees, set at 120 seconds. So the process, because I'm not gonna be able to probably talk while I do it, I'm gonna put these 2 pieces of Kydex in there. I'm gonna set for 120 seconds. When it comes out, and while it's in there, I'm gonna put gloves on. When it comes out, I'm gonna take 1 piece out, I'm gonna set it on the Kydex like that. I'm gonna position the knife on top of the Kydex. I'm gonna take the second piece of Kydex, put it on top, fold the press down on it. I've got some clamps beside me. I'm gonna clamp it down real good. That's gonna be the end of it. So let's go ahead and get these Kydex in. I'll move the camera, put my gloves on. We'll be ready to rock and roll. One thing I'm doing is I'm putting these in the same way. Kydex has a rough side and a smooth side. I went the rough side on the outside. Put them down the same way. That way when they come out, boom, it'll know this one needs to be turned over, because you don't have an infinite amount of time with these. They do cool rather rapidly. Part of the, I tightened this when I loosened it to put the thing in. Part of the reason for the foam is that it holds the heat really well, so that it's able to cool down more slowly, which means that it's going to take, it's gonna have more time to take the shape of a knife to actually get a good input in there. All right, we're down, 120 second set. Let's see if I can get gloves on and get this camera moved. All right, time is up. You hear that beeping? That means we're ready to rock and roll. Let's get it in. Hopefully that camera is set up in a way that you can see it, because I have no idea. All right, we'll get that as tight as we can. And we will let that bugger sit. I will let that sit for at minimum 30 minutes. Chances are I'm gonna forget, it'll sit there for 45 minutes, an hour, a couple hours, who knows. But point being is you do not wanna take it out of there too soon because those foam pads will slow down the cooling of the Kydex. You don't, if I were to pull it out when it's still warm, that Kydex will just naturally start to go back to its original natural state. So I need to wait for it to be cool. So it's just gonna sit there and chill, and I'll bring it back with me when it's time to pull it out. All right, we are back. It's raining even harder. It's been a couple hours, honestly. I just have this camera pointing down so I can see exactly what this looks like when I pull it up. Let's see if I kept it together there. All right, there we go. So let's make our way over to the workbench. Hopefully you can see that okay. There we go. And start laying this thing out. All right, we're back over here. This isn't the best filming situation. I've really got to invest in a better tripod or get one of my other tripods out and see if it works better. But quite literally, so I'm going to be using, I'm putting 1/4 inch holes that will fit these grommets. These grommets are a little bit bigger than 1/4 inch. So judging by that, I'm just going to put some lines in here. Trying to stay somewhat close together, somewhat close with the spine of where I'm going to put holes in for the grommets. And come to this side. I'm just going to start by tracing out the blade and the edge there because I can't see it well enough. Something like that. Now let me check my my big box of fun over here. So this is the bracket I'm going to use, or the belt clip I'm going to use. So let's throw those back in there for now. So it's a narrower one that I have used in the past. Just opens up like that, belt goes in there. You can take these out to adjust the belt width. But these holes are right at 3/4 of an inch on center apart. So I'm gonna want that to sit right there. Right underneath there. So I'm just gonna look for where that hole is. I'll put a line right there. Come across. Put a line on that one. And I'm gonna go down 1.5 inches. It's obviously 3/4 by 3/4, or 3/4 times 2. I'm gonna skip the first one of these holes, so it'll be in the, it'll go into the top in the third one. I'm gonna go down another 1.5 inches. So I have 3 here. What we'll do is just get these about. That's cool. So 3 here, 3 there. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Alright, we are ready to go over to the drill press. And guess what I gotta do? I gotta move this fucking camera again. Let's go! Alright, we are back over here. If you can't hear that rain now, I will be surprised. It's just picked up. But we are back. So you can see we got our holes in. And now I'm going to take this apart. My little box of goodies out here. I just, I can kind of say, I just moved everything over here from a smaller box. So now this box is actually too big. And there's way more space than I need, but the smaller one was getting too small, so you know how that works sometimes. And of course I don't remember where I put everything. There they are. So I need 6 of these little rivets. All right, we'll get over here and get to get these things in. But before I do that, let's move this camera again. All right, so got our 2 pieces. Clean those out a little bit. Like that. Got this little bugger. It goes right in there. This goes in on top. Hit it a few times. You're sunk. This one. Two. so this is what we look like now. We're all riveted in. Everything's lined up relatively well. We're completely out of focus. There we go. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at now. Next up, let's figure out what the shape's gonna be of this thing. All right, so hopefully you can see this. It's in a kind of a weird spot, but I think it'll be all right. So, I'm thinking about the outline of the sheath itself. There's a couple things I want to think about. I don't want to get too close to the eyelets because it just makes it look super awkward. I also want a little ridge up here to act as like a thumb shelf to help push it off, kind of like I did here. This one, I just bent up, but because I don't have this fold over on this one, it's not gonna bend like that. So also keep in mind that I'll draw this on here, but it will end up kind of taking its own shape as I remove material. So I'm gonna come up around this eyelet, kind of like so. This one, I'm actually gonna come out this way a little bit to give it that bigger ridge. Maybe something like that. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see my Sharpie lines on there or not, but rest assured they are on there. So now we go cut it and then grind on it a little bit. All right, so we're gonna come over here, the porta band over here, and just give this thing a cut. Off the grinder. Alright, so this is where we're at. Now, come on, stay focused. Now what we're going to do is the rest of this is all going to be cleaned up with a combination of the Dremel tool and hand sanding. All right, we are back in here. I've got my little bugger here. Hopefully you can get a look at that there. Kind of see we got some of that cleaned up. I'm just gonna go blow this out with some compressed air, blow myself off. You can't see this shit gets everywhere. And then we're gonna start hand sanding. Got a little piece of 100 grit. The belt that was on the grinder was 80. The belt that was on the Dremel was 80. This is 100 grit sandpaper. I just realized that oh, you probably can't hear shit because that compressor's running. That thing's loud as hell too. All right, so we're up to 100, then 200 grit paper. This little fuzzy thing. If you can see there or not, see if I can focus on it. Maybe it's focused, I can't tell. That's a 320 grit little, I don't know, sanding puff. I think that thing's about cooked. So now let's go up to this 600 grit one. Toss that up there. Let's get this real nice and close. You can kind of see, hopefully you can see those lines on there. I gotta get those taken care of. Those will come off with just some acetone and a paper towel. Guess we'll do that now. All right. So we've got that done. Now let's see how we're fitting. And that's locking up right away. The only thing I'm worried about, you can hear that click. There. You can see how that's fitting on there. And then, now the only thing to worry about is when I get this tape off, is it still gonna fit? That's a little looser than what I'm normally used to. But God, that feels good. But I wish this thing would stay focused. All right, let's pull this tape off and see. You know, I stuck it in and out a few times and I wasn't getting a bunch of crud on the tape here, so that usually tells me it's okay to go ahead and pull the tape off and put it in. If I was getting a lot of dust and whatnot on it, I would go and blow it out again, because that Kydex dust will scratch the living crap out of your blade. This blade still needs some cleaning up anyway. I've missed some stuff that I need to. There's some rogue epoxy from when I put the scales on that I didn't get taken care of. Boy, this thing feels good. Nice and hardy. It's pretty heavy, honestly. I don't know how much it weighs, but it's, oh, that's a perfect. You shake, it won't come out, but it's a real easy release. Yeah, solid. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm super happy with that bugger. Go around. Now all we gotta do is attach this thing, belt clip. So I'm gonna make this for a right-handed person. Here's the thing though. You buy this thing, switching it is literally a matter of just undoing a couple screws and moving it over. So all right, let's get to it. It would help if I grabbed the right screws. What did I do with that little baggie? I have gotten too good at losing crap. All right, there we go. Hopefully you can see that. We are in there. Little clip there. Pops out just like that. Goes right back in. Oh, that snap is nice. So now, these two, we've got Kydex Sheaths on them. All they need now is to be, can I creep down here so you can see me? All it needs now is to be sharpened, and we'll do that next. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Until next time, kids. Later.